is Valley News Live at 4.
Well, welcome to Valley News Live. Right now, the snow is coming down at a good pace. This is what it was looking like a little bit earlier. Driving in Jamestown earlier today, lots of snow is falling in the area and is impacting road conditions as well. We're going to have live coverage on how the snow is impacting Jamestown in just a few minutes. And going even more west out to Bismarck, they're getting their fair share of snow. What we know right now is that all of the areas around Bismarck and in Burleigh County are under a no travel advisory. Lots of snow is impacting the roads and conditions are near impossible to see. We'll take a closer look at what the roads look like in the FM Metro very soon. But right now, let's send things over to Summer Schnellbach with a closer look at what exactly we're seeing. Summer?
Yeah, thanks so much, Bobby, and good afternoon, everyone. It's a busy day across the entire region as day one of our trio of first alert weather days is underway. We already have some measurable snow for parts of the region. Here in Fargo, the latest report at our station is just around an inch of accumulation. But check out Lisbon, Gwinner, Enderlin, Forbes, all 6 inches of snow. Same thing in Valley City. Emden reporting 5 inches of snow. Oaks already up to 8.5 inches of snow, and it's still coming down, as you said, Bobby, at a pretty good pace for parts of the region. Let's take a closer look here. Where you see the dark blue, that's where we're seeing some more moderate to even some briefly heavy snow coming down. The lighter blue indicating some lighter snow. But take a look in parts of Lakes Country. We've got purple, we've got pink, we've got green. Green is rain. Purple is sleet and pink is freezing rain. So we kind of a wintry mixed mess in parts of Lakes Country right now. And that's because temperatures are very close or even slightly above freezing. So once you hit 32, some of that precipitation is able to melt, refreeze, creating that mess. Here in Fargo, we're right at 32. Same thing in Grand Forks, 28 in Langdon, 29 in Devil's Lake. And the snow coming down combined with wind is creating some areas of low visibility. We're under a mile visibility here in Fargo, right around a quarter mile in Jamestown, half-mile visibility in Oaks, just under that, right around 0.8 miles in Grand Forks and up through Langdon as well. Here's the very latest. Not too long ago, the winter storm warning was expanded to include more of the northern Red River Valley, mostly looking at heavy snow. A little bit of ice accumulation not out of the question, but more so the impact of heavy snow and gusty winds. And a few counties in northern Minnesota still under a winter weather advisory. Here's what you need to know. On top of what we've already picked up, here's what we're looking at for additional snowfall through Thursday night. Widespread. You see the areas highlighted in purple. 5 to 9 inches of accumulation with isolated spots picking up 9 to 12 inches. So Bobby, coming up just in a few minutes, I'll break down the very latest hour by hour forecast and what you need to know as we head through the rest of this wintry week.
Yeah, definitely gonna have a lot to go over, especially Mother Nature is dropping all of that snow right now as we speak. Yeah. Summer, thank you so much. And be sure to keep your VNL weather app handy as the storm develops and moves, and you can download it, and it is for free to search VNL weather in the App Store. And Mother Nature is getting ready to keep the snow coming. For a closer look and live look at what we're seeing right now in Fargo, we want to send things out to Valley News Live's Bailey Hurley with the very latest. Bailey, what are you seeing out there?
Bobby, this snow, it is wet and it is heavy. It is creating some problematic travel, but the good news is I've had a lot of conversations with local law enforcement today, and they said so far drivers are doing pretty well in the metro. I did a ride along with North Dakota Highway Patrol. So far today, as of late this afternoon, they've only responded to 3 crashes. Fargo police had only responded to 4. West Fargo's only responded to 1. Law enforcement says that's because they really have noticed a lot of drivers are being extra cautious, taking their time, something they should be very proud of. However, North Dakota Highway Patrol says if you do find yourself in a crash, they have some tips that we're going to be talking about in this show and the next. Take a listen to one of those things Highway Patrol says.
A lot of people think that when they're in a crash that they can't move their vehicles. So sometimes people leave their vehicles blocking a road. And if it's just a property crash and nobody's hurt, there's nothing wrong with moving your vehicle just a little ways to get out of traffic.
North Dakota law says that there has to be $4,000 worth of damage for a report to be taken, but if you're not sure and you find yourself in a crash, law enforcement says give them a call. They'd rather come out than not and have to take up that paperwork later. They'd also like to help you out if you are in distress. We're getting to some heavy drive time right now. People are taking it slow. Haven't seen any crashes so far. Hopefully, if you are getting on these roads anytime soon, you take it slow, have some extra patience. You will make it home safely. That's all the goal at the end of the day. We'll keep you updated here for now, live on the pedestrian bridge right off the University. Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
The traffic on the I-94. Bailey, again, thank you so much. And all the snow that is getting dumped on us right now is having a big impact on flights in and out of Fargo. 3 flights were canceled. Now, all United flights that were supposed to depart to either Chicago or Denver. And at the moment, a couple of American airline flights that are heading to Phoenix were supposed to depart will not depart for at least another couple of hours. And at Grand Forks International Airport, 1 flight arriving to the airport has been canceled, and 1 flight departing to Minneapolis is canceled as well. And now for a look at road conditions across the valley, we're joined by Valley News Team's Justin Betty. He is live in the studio. Justin, what can you tell us, looking at that map that right now that you're showing lots of colors? What are you seeing right now?
Yeah, Bobby, the good news is what you don't see. You don't see any reds. If you take a look at our maps here in North Dakota, no reds in the map. That's the closed roads. There are none of those right now across North Dakota, but there's a lot more of the purple, the travel not advised areas. Not long ago, maybe an hour ago, it was mostly Bismarck and Point South. That's now expanded almost all the way to Fargo, though not far north of there. You see up towards Grand Forks and areas around there, still normal roads in the green or patchy, snowy covered roads kind of off on. It's slushy, it's icy in spots, but it's not snow covered yet further north. Same idea in Minnesota. You see very little purple right now where the travel is not advised. Still have to be careful out there. You see a lot of snow and ice covered roads, some patchy snow and ice covered roads, but nothing closed right now. I've also talked to people who are driving around town saying, depending on where or not plows have got into, some of the local roads, side roads, they're not plowed, and they are tricky travel conditions right now. But the roads themselves, the main highways, are still drivable for now, Bobby. So that's the good news for now.
But, you know, like I said, in a half hour, 45 minutes, things can definitely be changing like you've been talking about. Justin, thank you so much. Well, this morning across South Dakota, significant amounts of rain, freezing rain, and snow were being seen, and blizzard conditions are developing in western South Dakota. Now, heavy bands of freezing rain and rain rolled through the state Monday night, and that led to icy and slushy roads around Sioux Falls. You can just see it all there, and all of the snow that is on those tree branches as well. And while we looked at what Jamestown looked a little bit earlier, we want to take a look and see what we're looking at right now over in that area. In the Valley Today's Nashay Taylor is live in Jamestown with the very latest. Nashay, what can you tell us at this time? What are you seeing over there?
Right now, what I'm seeing, Bobby, is that the wind is whipping and the snow is coming down. The situation has gotten very worse compared to when we were out here this morning. I'll step out of the way. I'll kind of let my photographer zoom in to kind of show that visibility. Summer mentioned earlier it was about a quarter of a mile, but when you're here in person and looking at it, it looks a little bit worse. You just never know when you're out here on these roads. Now, folks have been driving all day, and they have been trying to keep it easy and going slow on the roads, but at the same time, some of these folks are still getting stuck in the snow as the plows have been through, but the snow is constantly coming and packing these roads. But we'll be sticking around here in Jamestown, and we'll keep you updated on the latest weather conditions throughout the night. In Jamestown, Nashay Taylor, Valley News Live.
Yeah, Nashay, just lots of snow happening right there. Hopefully drivers are taking it easy. You and our photographer Davis Wynn, be safe out there. Nashay, thank you so much for that live report. And one man was hurt after losing control of a semi during wintry weather conditions this morning. Now, the North Dakota Highway Patrol says that the semi was heading north from Fargo and routes to Grand Forks around 8 o'clock when the semi drove over an area of ice. And the crash report says that the driver lost control and rolled the rig. Now, the driver, 32-year-old Grant Ludwig of Hawley, Minnesota, suffered minor injuries and was taken to a Fargo hospital for treatment. The 2 passengers, a 21-year-old and an 18-year-old, were not hurt. All 3 men were wearing their seatbelts. A band teacher at Fargo South High School has resigned his position after he was arrested and charged with corruption of a minor and child pornography. Now, tonight's Fargo School Board agenda notes that Sebastian Tacklin's resignation was effective December 5th. The school board is scheduled to accept the resignation tonight. Tacklin was arrested in late November after a girl came forward about their relationship, which she says started when she was 17 years old. Court documents describe a sexual relationship between the two, including the exchange of explicit photos and videos. We're expected to learn more today about complaints filed against a West Fargo school principal. The school board voted last night unanimously to release Jeffrey Johnson from his contract. He's been the principal at Freedom Elementary since the school opened 10 years ago, and we're told that the district has received multiple complaints about him, and district officials say that more information will be available later today. And Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison has joined 51 attorney generals in a letter to the Federal Communications Commission to help cut down on unwanted text messages. Now, the proposal would require mobile wireless providers to block texts from invalid, unassigned, or unused numbers and from numbers on a quote, do not originate list. Officials say scammers are shifting from robocalling to robo-texting after many states have started cracking down on spam calls. If you have received scam robo-text or robocalls, you can file a complaint online or through the Attorney General's office. That number is 1-800-657-3784. Coming up on your news at 4 with unpredictable weather and changes to airlines, we'll tell you how you can best protect your travel plans.
And travel plans this evening not looking too great. Heaviest snow is still on the way. Will lead to areas of dangerous travel. So make your last second preparations if you've yet to do so. The heaviest of snow again on the way. I'll have your hour by hour forecast and a look at the latest radar coming up after the break.